Hello everyone, Namaste, Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhagavad Gita study session. You got a nice break. Last three sessions we did not had classes. Last 3 weeks we did not have classes. So I'm sure we would have forgotten everything. So we'll do a quick recap of what we covered in our previous sessions. Okay. So we are in this 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. This chapter is titled Guna Traya Vibhaga Yoga. In English, three modes of material nature. In 13th chapter, Krishna says the nature of the soul is pure, but it is getting bound because of these three modes. These three modes influence the soul and becomes the cause of bondage for its repeated cycle of birth and death. So what are the three modes? How they bind the soul? What are its effects? Krishna speaks in this chapter. Krishna glorifies this chapter by saying, this is a supreme knowledge. Having gained this knowledge, a person, anybody, anyone who has gained this knowledge will attain the Supreme Lord, guaranteed. Hmm? And Krishna talks about the source of material nature, Prakriti, the three modes is A. And we are also emanating from the Supreme Lord. He's a cause of material things and also us living beings. And this material nature, its further manifestation is the three modes: mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. Okay? So these three: mode of goodness, sattva guna; mode of passion, rajoguna; mode of ignorance, tamoguna. These are three in nature, and they influence the soul, they bind the soul. It's very philosophical, very deep, and very enlightening. And enlightening. So we'll see how these three modes we cannot see with our eyes, right? So just like a virus, we cannot see with our eyes. We need some instrument to see. Otherwise, we cannot even see with our eyes. But the effects can be seen with their symptoms. If a person is having a fever, right? The cause is a virus. The effect is a fever. So similarly, the cause is a mode, the effect is various emotions. Various emotions happen. So these gunas cannot be seen with our eyes, but this can be seen by its symptoms. Okay, Krishna, what are its symptoms? Can you tell me? Krishna tells, so these are the symptoms. Mode of goodness, satoguna, is the nature is pure in nature. If a person in satoguna, he experiences happiness. He experiences happiness. He gains knowledge. And this mode, and in this mode, he could able to, when a person is in this mode of satoguna, he has clear perception. Whatever he hears, whatever he sees, he could understand it clearly. Okay, the nature of soul's nature to gain knowledge is not blocked. He is able to understand clearly, and he experiences happiness, and he wants to experience happiness. This is the nature of satoguna. Rajoguna is satoguna. Krishna also says the satoguna binds. How it binds? Binds by knowledge and happiness. So a person in the pursuit of happiness, in the pursuit of knowledge, in the pursuit of happiness, he does good action, bad action, he get good karma, bad karma back, and is bound. Okay. The nature of satoguna, by which one gains knowledge and experiences happiness, this is also binding. Okay. So think of like a gold chain which is binding us. Okay. Next is rajoguna. So the nature of rajoguna is desires and longing. It kindles desires. Kindles desires. As a soul, through this body, through the senses, we see and perceive things. Right? We gain knowledge. We look at things and we gain knowledge. We see, and when we look at it, we desire for it sometimes, right? It could be any object, any object, anything in this world. Sometimes it is good things or bad things or whatever. We all know. So whatever we see, we like to have it. Hmm. So the kindles desires. That's coming from mode of passion, and also mode of passion creates longings, obsession, longings. I want it. I want it. I wish I had it. I want it right now. So these are the nature of passion. Hmm. And it binds the soul. It binds the soul with attachment to activities, right? So now that he is hankering, he's desiring, hankering to experience the things, to enjoy through the things, longing for the things. Now that he's desiring, he endeavors, works towards attaining those things, and he's getting bounded. So this is a mode of passion. This is like a bronze chain that binds. There is one more chain that binds, is like a uh, mode of tamoguna. So this is a mode of tamoguna. So mode of tamoguna, it's opposite to mode of satoguna. In the mode of satoguna, a person's human's mind is pure. He can gain knowledge. He can understand things. He experiences happiness. Mode of ignorance is opposite. He cannot understand clearly. Okay, he totally misunderstands. Okay, if I'm talking to him, he totally misunderstands. His knowledge is blocked. He's reading emails. He's reading a book and reading emails, but totally misunderstands. Right? So it's because of this the mode of tamoguna. It's one of the symptom. Another symptom is madness, extreme madness, carelessness. It's like I don't care whatever it happens. Right? So this is the nature of tamoguni, person who is in tamoguna. Other symptoms are like he's lazy, always sleepy, doesn't feel like doing anything. These are the nature of tamoguna. So this tamoguna also bind the soul. How it binds the soul? Because he's not doing his dharma, because of his carelessness and laziness and sleep. He's not doing his dharma because of that he get reactions to his action. So anyway, these modes are three natures: satoguna, rajoguna, tamoguna. They bind the soul. Okay, and not just that, these modes overpower each other. Just like a running race. It's like three people are running. One person goes really fast. Another person who tries to go fast and he supersedes other person. It's like three people are running. These modes within us, in our consciousness, also overpower each other. So when the mode of goodness overpowers, when the mode of goodness is high, Krishna says he's fully physically fit, mentally fit, everything is fit, he's totally active, attentive, totally active, attentive, is able to gain knowledge through senses very nicely, is illuminating. mm. When the mode of passion is high, mode of passion is high, he becomes greedy. The soul becomes greedy, intense endeavor. He tries to do multiple things. To now, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do that. Always unsatisfied, wants of doing more things, and uncontrollable desires. Uncontrollable desires. I want to go this. I want to eat this. Like, yeah, I wish I had this. So is never satisfied and uncontrollable desires. He cannot control his desires and hankering to enjoy through senses. Okay, let me watch through my eyes and enjoy through my eyes. There is nothing wrong in this. Okay, of course, that's how we function, right? That's how we function. We experience happiness through these senses. That's how we function. But they also cause bondage. They are also a trap. Example, we could watch good things. We could watch good things, or we could watch bad things. Bad things create bad impressions in our mind, and it because of bad impressions, we'll do bad actions, right? So that's why these are all linked. They're all linked. Hmm. Yeah. So mode of passion, when it goes high, greed grows high, uh, and hankering to enjoy through senses go high. Sense of enjoyment, like ears, smelling, tasting, all this. And the mode of ignorance is high. When the mode of ignorance is high, then laziness, inertia, madness, carelessness, totally wrong perception. These will be high. These symptoms will be high. So this chapter is like a mirror. We can see ourselves, like what's going on with my life and consciousness, right? So there's a beauty Krishna, God Himself, is saying when we are experiencing certain emotions, and is experiencing certain emotions, certain variations in our consciousness, mindset, dealings. The cause, those are effects. The cause is this modes. Okay, and the third subject matter in this chapter is death in three modes. Now these modes are in high, right? The mode of goodness in high, passion is high, and ignorance is high. If a person dies when he is in the mode of goodness, high levels of mode of goodness, what is mode of goodness? He has clear perception of mind. He's undisturbed state of mind. He's peace, calm, no desires, no hankering for anything, like peaceful state of mind. If a person dies in that consciousness, Krishna is saying he attains the higher planets where great sages live. It could be higher planets, or it could be in the same earthly planet, but a family is given where they're all spiritual beings, and this person's progression will be faster because he lived a life of mode of goodness. And if a person dies in the mode of passion, uncontrollable desires, uncontrollable hankering towards things, and always unsatisfied, always running behind things, looking behind things, right? Such a person, he's born in an earthly planet, but he's born in a family or people around the people where everybody is like that. Everybody is like that, running behind, always, possessing things and running behind things, and always never satisfied. He'll be surrounded among those beings. And if a person in the mode of goodness, ignorance, if a person dies in the mode of ignorance, what is mode of ignorance? Is lazy, careless, doesn't do his dharma, like, always have wrong perceptions, always sleepy, lazy. If a person dies in that consciousness, Krishna says, I'm not saying, Krishna says he'll attain animal kingdom. He'll get a birth according to his karma, but some animal species, and he has to go through the evolution and attain later. That doesn't mean he'll be animal forever. No, he will be given a chance. It varies according to previous karma, but he'll be given a chance. Okay, after rebirth, now either in mode of goodness he got a rebirth, passion or ignorance he got a rebirth. After rebirth, what this person will do? What's his consciousness? Krishna is saying it is same as what he had, what's his consciousness in his previous life. It's going to continue. It's going to continue. Okay, but by the association of a great devotee, or by his good karma, by association or God's nice arrangement, there is a chance for him to elevate or go beyond these three modes. Okay. Okay, so that's why knowledge helps. When we have the knowledge, then we know uh, the right way to go. Right? When we don't have knowledge, we are carried away by whatever happens in my life, let it happen. Anyway, so that's what Krishna says. Soul who can see the influence of modes, only such a person can overcome the modes. If you're not aware of what's happening in my consciousness mindset, we'll be carried away by this and we'll do not even do anything. If a person has extreme anger problem, he is not aware like what is the cause of this anger, what's causing this, this mode of passion, ignorance, he has to work on it. So if a person can see that, such a person only can transcend the modes. That's what Krishna says. Now again, Arjuna asks this question. Okay, Krishna, I whatever you have said is so good. I want to be that person. I aspire to be like that person. Huh? Can you tell me the symptoms of the person who has transcended these three modes? Is there anyone who has transcended the three modes? If yes, what are his symptoms? How does he talk? How does he live? What is his lifestyle? So we'll see that today. Okay. And finally, Krishna concludes this chapter by saying, you may try anything by yourself, but there are symptoms of a person who has transcended. But to transcend these modes, the only and only option is bhakti yoga. Mam chayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatiyaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Only by process of bhakti yoga, Krishna directly uses the word bhakti yoga. So by the process of bhakti yoga, one can transcend the modes. When a person is transcended, even though he is living in this material world among the material people, he lives like a spiritual being. Okay, so that is the state we want to be. So just an essence, there are so many words, but just a simple essence of this chapter is the three modes of material nature bind the soul into this existence forever. Okay, and this bondage can be removed only through the practice of bhakti yoga. So we need to understand what is causing the how are we bound and what is the means to unbind ourselves, right? So the bhakti yoga is the means. Krishna concludes this chapter, and this is the essence of this chapter. Okay. So this we saw that in previous session we just started. We'll go over. I'll recite this. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Prakasham cha pravrittim cha moham eva cha pandava na dveshti sampravarthani na nivrittani kankshati udasina vadasino guneryo na vichalyate gunavarthanta iti evam yo अवतिष्ठति निंघते समदुःखा सुखास्वस्थः समलोष्टाश्म काञ्चनः तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरस्तुल्य निन्दात्मा संस्तुतिः मानापमानयोस्तुल्यो मिथ्यारिपक्षयो सर्व सर्वारंभ परित्यागी गुणातीत स उच्यते. Gunatita. Krishna is using the word Gunatita, Atita, Gunatita. So the one who has transcended the three modes. So we learnt about three modes. What are the three modes? How they influence the souls, how they influence the soul. Hmm? Mode of goodness, undisturbed state of mind, mode of passion, fully disturbed state of mind, mode of ignorance, like totally misunderstanding and lazy, tired, and these are the symptoms, right? So the person who has transcended the modes, Krishna is talking about that person here, Gunatita, the one who has transcended the modes. Hmm? So Krishna is giving symptoms because Arjuna asked the question, what are the symptoms of a person who has transcended the modes? Arjuna is aspiring to become Gunatita. So we could also aspire to become Gunatita like Arjuna. Okay. So we'll see a quick glance on this, right? So there's gunas, mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. Mode of ignorance, how we mode of sattva guna. We are so compassionate, peaceful, joy, content, gratitude, forgiveness, humility, self-love, clarity of mind, patience, hope, satisfaction, simple living, inner stability, right? Mode of passion. Desire, ambition, excitement, restlessness, euphoria, temporary pleasure looking for, and envy, pride, attachment, anxiety, frustration, greed. We are a mix of all these things, right? Tamas, hatred, against this opposite of Satoguna, right? Hatred, depression, apathy, depression, laziness, delusion, confusion, blind anger, indifference, madness, sleepiness, excessive sleepiness, neglectful of duties. So these are the things. They're a combination of all these things. Everybody is bound by these three modes. Hmm. Okay, now Krishna is going to talk about the symptoms of a person who has transcended the three modes. Okay, we'll go and see one by one. Okay, so this is about the person who has transcended three modes, a great devotee. In 626 verse, Krishna says only a bhakta, a person who is surrendered to the Lord, who is practicing bhakti yoga, such a person only can transcend the modes. Okay, so now that a person has transcended, how can we see a devotee who is devoted to the Lord? So how he lives, because he's transcended, we can see from that perspective. These things will be clear. Okay. Now, is a great devotee. We are talking about the person. Okay, so the devotee. The first thing is neutral, udasina, and disturbed by the reactions of the modes. Guneryona vichalyate is undisturbed by the modes, knowing that the modes are active. So what does it mean? If a person, so mode of passion we know, like restlessness, and always in undisturbed state of mind, we are busy with doing many things, and sometimes we are in depression, right? Because of some problems going on, some situations going on in our life. And this person who has transcended the modes, what Krishna is saying is he's always calm, he's always undisturbed, because he knows very well it is the modes. He knows the cause, that modes are the cause. So there is a AT&T ad, you all know, right? Stay calm, AT&T is on. That means internet is working, don't worry, right? So, and there are so many variations. Many people have created their own ads with this AT&T theme. Stay calm, internet is on. So same thing. What Krishna is saying is, stay calm, modes are on. When we are in the mode of passion, restless mind, and whereas greedy, hankering for things, right? So we need to recognize that these are the effects, but the causes the mode of passion. When I'm excessive sleepy, lazy, and neglectful of duties, it's because of these are the effects. The causes the mode of ignorance. Mode of ignorance. So Krishna is saying, don't get carried away, don't worry about this. Just know, just realize that these are the cause. Who can recognize this? A person who has gnana, knowledge only can do that, right? If a person studies 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, only such person knows what is mode of goodness, what is a mode of passion. Otherwise, he's not even he's carried away by his daily things, right? So I think so. This is a bhakti yogi, a yogi is undisturbed by any dualities, any emotions. He knows very well it's coming from the gunas, and he prays to the God, Krishna, help me here. I want to come out of this sattva guna. And so next thing is he's equal to happiness and distress. Sama, dukkha, sukha. These are the dualities in this world, right? Happiness, distress, pleasure, pain. Everybody will go through. Every living entity will go through these three things, three miseries, three problems. Adhyatmika klesha, Adi bhautika klesha, Adi devika klesha. Adhyatmika klesha is miseries, miseries caused by our own body, right? Maybe because of past karma or whatever, and our health is not good, all our limbs are not good, or bodily disabilities, or what are different kinds of bodily problems on the bodily level or on the mind level, you know, always disturbed and restless and and so emotionally affected beings. So these are also like this is a problems caused by our own body and mind. huh? Everybody has to go through this is one thing. And other problem is adhyatmika klesha, adi bhautika klesha. The misery is caused by other living entities. Sometimes we are physically fit, mentally fit, and a neighbor in our home or a friend in our office, the person who is sitting next to us, he could create problems to us. We don't have a choice. It's because of karma or whatever the arrangements. But, the miseries also come, the problems also come in the form of other person. May not be from within, from other person like entity, bhuta, other bhuta. Sometimes it could be a WhatsApp message also, a message, a email, a various meets. Sometimes in social media also we see somebody puts a bad comment on us. So these are the different modes like the kleshas, miseries caused by other beings. Hmm. That is Adi Bhautika Klesha, Adi Daivika Klesha. Uh, Adi Daivika Klesha, misery is caused by like nature, material nature, and extreme cold, extreme heat. See, Adi Devika Klesha, everybody has to go through, no choice. First two, there is a choice, and we can do something about it. But Adi Devika Klesha, nobody can do anything about it. Natural disasters, we can't do anything. We have to go through the pain. So that's why these three things, these three kinds of problems, everybody has to go through, or everybody will go through. We want it or not, we'll get it. That's why Krishna in 8th chapter labeled this earth planet as Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. Dukhalayam means, Alayam means a place where there is dukkha. Dukkha means a pain, misery, stress, problems. Hmm? Devalayam, a temple we call it as Devalayam, right? Alayam means a place. Deva means a god. Deva, God. A place where there is a God. God resides physically. That's why we call Devalayam, Devalay. So this Earth planet, this material existence, Krishna labels it as Dukhalayam, Dukhalayam. A place where there is dukkha, misery. Everybody has to go through this. So when we expect problems, everybody has to go through problems. But when we expect problems, yes, because of my past karma, whatever is happening, I have to go through. And when I expect problems in the life, and a surrendered devotee, how he lives, right? Krishna maybe have done committed some sin or offense or problem to other beings, or from in many many lifetimes, I don't know. I don't know. Something is going through, something is happening in my life. I'm facing these situations, I'm facing these problems. Give me the strength, give me the strength, let me cross over this. huh? A devotee of the Lord, even though he's going through problems, he's equal to happiness and distress, right? He's neutral. Hmm. When he's extremely happy, he doesn't think, like, he doesn't attribute to himself. He doesn't attribute to himself like, because of me, I did this, I achieved this. Krishna is because of you. By your arrangement, I was able to achieve something. I'm able to experience this happiness because of your arrangement. He attributes it to Krishna, and he remains neutral even in happiness. That's easy, right? But even in distress, this person is happy because even in distress, he's so much connected to the God. I'll tell you how. I'll tell you how, right? So we'll take few examples from scriptures. The best example is Prahlada. Okay, he was born in a demonic family. He was born in a demonic family, but by his nature, he was so much devoted to the God. Huh? In all his situations, he was remembering the God. When he was going through real turbulences by his father, he was creating all kinds of miseries to him. He is nicely enduring, and he's just meditating on the God, so much so that God himself was protecting him. He was put on the fire. God had protected him. He was thrown away from the cliff. God had protected him. Uh, and many many attempts were made uh, to kill Prahlad, to injure Prahlad, but Prahlad was stable in his consciousness, in his devotion. Another example is Kunti. Kunti, mother Queen Kunti. She is the mother of Pandavas. There are five Pandavas. One of the Pandava is Arjuna, to whom Krishna is speaking Bhagavad Gita to. Uh, this Kunti, mother of Pandavas, she is a great devotee, very much devoted to the Lord, and she and her all their children went through many problems, many problems, vipatti, many problems. Again and again they are coming, and in her prayers she prays like this. She prays, "My dear Lord, my dear Lord, when I'm happy, when everything is very nicely going in my life, my my connection, my devotion towards you is not so intense, not so intense. But when I'm in distress, problems, where we were so much devoted to you, so much devoted to you. Hmm? So give me more problems." Kunti Maharani says, "Give me more problems, more problems, so that I can endure that and I can remember you. I can pray to you again and again, again and again. Krishna, help me. Krishna, help me." Either in that way, I can meditate on you. I can think about you. So that's the glory of Kunti Maharani. We cannot aspire or desire for problems. Nobody prays to God, "Krishna, give me problem." Let my hand pain, let my leg pain, um, let me get headache, or let me get that disease, this disease. Nobody prays for that. Everybody prays for happiness. Everybody prays for joy, right? Nobody prays for happiness. But these are the great souls who want to pray for distress so that they can be connected to the Lord. Hmm? They can they're extreme cases, okay? So at least we are not there, but how can we be neutral to happiness and distress? Same thing, in connection with the Lord. Attribute happiness and distress to the Lord, and we can be neutral. Okay. So when dukkha happens, we have a choice. We have a choice, always a choice. Okay. lament, sit and cry, lament, and reflect upon it again and again, think about it, why this happened, why this happened, why this happened, and create a hell in the mind, or surrender to Krishna. Krishna, you came to me, you're clearing off my problems. Okay, because of my karma, it's coming and it is going. Let it go, let it go. Okay, when the dirt is going from our body, either way, from our body, dirt goes from our body, right? So do we worry about dirt going our body after urination or anything? So do we worry about how much I lost? Nobody worries about how much they lost. Right? So it's a natural process, it happens, we don't care. So same thing when problems happen, it's a natural process, it will go away. Has to have that um, spiritual strength to endure and let it go. Okay. Firmly situated in self. These are all the symptoms of a person who has transcended the modes, a yogi. Okay, we are not there yet, but we can endeavor or try at least learning these things. We can attempt to be like this. Hmm. By the practice of bhakti yoga, Krishna himself says that one can attain this state. That's awesome. Firmly situated in the self is remains undisturbed and sees a lump of earth, a stone, a gold, and gold as same. Sama Loshtashma Kangchanha. That means this person is blind. The person who is Gunatita, who has transcended the modes, is he blind? Is he not seeing a difference between earth and gold and stone? So the message here is he's seeing, but he's seeing those as all material things. In a conditioned state, according to the level of attachment, right, we see differences, right? So if a person is so much attached to gold, now that a person is seeing the gold, what are his thoughts immediately? What kind of thoughts which come to his mind, right? Oh, wow, wow, what a beautiful thing, like I want to attain it, I wish I had this. I have only this much, I want more. Is because of his level of attachment to the gold. Hmm. Krishna is using this examples here. Earth that has no value, a stone that has little bit value, and a gold that which has high value. Right? Three things. Something no value, medium value, high value. Right? So in our consciousness, when you are seeing things, when we are even, it could be a high valued house or high valued car or high valued whatever, whatever we think it gives happiness. Some people like a big house or a big car or rich car or many cars will give happiness. Some people happiness is like having a big bank balance or whatever, right? uh, hmm. A person who is in this gunatita, who has transcended the modes, he sees everything as material. These are all temporary things. The one which has no value, medium value, or high value, these are all temporary things, material things. This will go away. This has no value. Let me not get attached to it. All our problems are because of we are getting attached to these material things that those doesn't help in our spiritual consciousness. Right? Unnecessary attachment to unnecessary things create problems. Hmm. Let I'm not saying that we should not get attached, we should not endeavor, we should not have certain things, right? Let things come in their own way, right? According to our karma, if we were to be rich, we'll be rich. Things will come in our way. We should try, we should even try, right? We'll be propelled in a way according to our karma. We should also try, endeavor to attain certain things. But do not get obsessed, do not get depressed when they have and they don't have, right? So there's a neutral state of mind. A yogis only can attain that. So I'll tell a story of a yogi whose name is Sanatana Goswami, who has attained the state, who is in that state. Okay. So Sanatana Goswami is one of the Goswamis of Vrindavana, a great devotee, well known, well renowned devotee for his many literatures on bhakti scriptures. Once a Brahmana is struggling with money, he needs a money to maintain his family members, he's always in problems. Uh, this person goes to a different sage, a saintly person, and inquires, My dear sage, I'm going through these problems, all kinds of issues. Nothing is working out for me. Whatever I do is a failure. Whatever I do is a failure. I'm in total depression. Do something for me. Then he says, I can do something for you, but better than that, you go to this person. This person name is Sanatana Goswami. He's a great devotee of the Lord. He has the most precious thing in the world. He has the most precious thing in the world. Go to him, inquire, tell about your problems. He will give you that. Your problems will be solved. Your problems will be solved, and you'll be happy. And this Brahmana goes. This Brahmana goes to Sanatana Goswami and inquires. My dear Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, I'm in so much distress. I'm in so many problems. You solve my problems. I heard you have some most precious thing. Can you give me that? Then Sanatana Goswami says, yes, I have the most precious thing, but uh, why do you need this? That the Brahmana says, I'm in problems, um, family problem, job problem, money problem. He says, how a big list. So that then Sanatana Goswami says, yes, I think I know what you're looking for. It is in the dustbin. Go to the dustbin, get it, your problems will be solved. Then this person goes to the dustbin and he sees there is a touchstone. No, we don't have the touchstone now. In the previous ages, there used to be touchstone. That means when you touch that stone to other stone, it becomes gold. There's a gold stone. If you touch it to a stone, it will become gold. Water you touch, it will become gold. A person could become a millionaire, billionaire, whatever, just by doing having this one stone. Uh, So this Brahmana got the stone and he was so happy, so joyful, and he thought, okay, all my problems will be solved, and he went outside. While he was walking, of course, anything we have, we become greedy, right? He started thinking about this. That sage said that this person had the most precious thing. If this is the most precious thing, what I have, why this person Sanatana Goswami gives me? Maybe this is not the most precious thing. Maybe he has something else. Let me go and ask him. Okay, he goes again. Is this the most precious thing? Is this what you want to give? He asks. And Sanatana Goswami says, no, there is most precious thing than this. Oh, true? Really? I want that. Then Sanatana Goswami says, okay, if you want that thing, you should go take this and throw it in water, throw it in a river, and you come back. Only then I give that. And this Brahmana, poor Brahmana goes and throws in the water, and he comes back and he inquires and says, Goswami, I'm ready. Tell me, what is the most precious thing you have? Then Sanatana Goswami says, I'll give you mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is exactly the mantra Sanatana Goswami gives, and he says, you chant this name. Huh? Your problems will be gone forever, for eternity, for lifetimes to come. Okay? Yeah. This lifetime, you may solve the problem with this touchstone. Next lifetime, you have no idea what kinds of problems you'll get. You may not have the touchstone. Okay? You may not have the touchstone in next lifetime. So this mantra can deliver you from many, many lifetimes. You don't have to worry about your problems. You'll go to a state where you don't have any problems. That is a spiritual world. Right? So that ends the story, and there's a consciousness of a great soul who doesn't see any difference between anything. Mm. And we'll move on. We need to complete this chapter. Equal to dear and undear. So in this material, we'll go through these dualities. Like we say, like I like this person, I hate this person, I don't want to see his face. Right? More we hate a person, more we meditate on the person. It is true. More we hate a person, more we meditate on the person. We don't want to meditate on people. We don't want to meditate on material things or people. We want to meditate on the God, Krishna. Such meditation can deliver us. Right? So it is also important not to hate anybody. Right? See everyone equally. See everyone equally. So when Lord has descended as Rama, he exemplified this quality. Huh? Ravana was thinking Rama is his enemy, but Rama always says, "I don't have enemy. I don't have enemy. I never consider anybody as my enemy." And that is a state of mind we want. Dhira, Dhira is a steady or very knowledgeable person. Equal to praise and blame. Hmm. When someone appreciates it, we our balloon is filled. We go high, and when someone criticizes us, blames us, and we will totally fall down, and we yell at that person, we shout at that person, right? So this is a person, a yogi, a devotee of the Lord, who is equal in praise, criticism. He's equally. He's not disturbed. Tulya ninda. Tulya means like neutral. Neutral in ninda or praise or blame anything. So there is a nice story I want to tell this one also. There was this great saintly person. His name is Parasar Bhattar. Um, he's a great devotee of the Lord. And while he was giving a lecture, one person comes from that in the classroom. One person suddenly stands up and he starts criticizing, you are such a waste number one and worst person in the world, and you wear all the gold, and you pretend like a great soul, give lectures, but you yourself as a worst person, all kinds of criticism. This person starts speaking. Then Parasar Bhatter says, he listens calmly. He listens to him calmly. And his associates were running. They want to go and attack this person. He says, no, 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 don't do anything. Let him speak. Let him speak. And he finally says, are you done? Then that person says, yeah, I'm done. Then he takes off all his gold. Parasar Bhatta takes off all the gold from his body, and he's wearing little bit of gold. But whatever he has possession, he gave it to that person. He says, take it. And the disciples were confused, totally perplexed. What's going on? Why are you giving? Why are you giving this gift to someone? This is someone gift to be given to someone who is worth of it. Like that person has criticized you, and you're giving a gift that doesn't make any sense. Then Parasar Bhatter says a beautiful thing. He says, as a human, a person having taken the birth of a human, he has to do two things. Okay, so one is always get connected to the Lord, always serve the Lord, always serve the Lord. And second thing is point out our own defects. We have a habit of pointing out other defects, point out our own defects, where we lack, how can we improve, what we can do to improve, right? Instead of criticizing others, right? So the first one, I'm doing it very well. I'm so much devoted to the Lord. I'm serving the Lord. Second thing, pointing out defects, I couldn't do myself very well. So this person came and he pointed out all my problems, all my defects, right? That is the reason why I gifted him this thing. So from this we can learn that is a state of a person who is ready, despite the situations, is equal, is neutral, and try to see how can we improve, right? Rather than getting carried away. So this is the nature of a person who is gunatita, who has transcended the modes. Okay, equal in honor and dishonor. Again, tulya, tulya, tulya. There is one thing in common. All these verses, Krishna says tulya, 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 tulya. Tulya means like neutral. Honor, dishonor, criticism, praise, like all these dualities. Hmm. So there is a nice story, but I'll tell some other time. Treats a friend and enemy like, and renounces all material activities, like he's not getting attached, unnecessary attachment towards unnecessary things, right? So, okay. So Arjuna asked the question, how one can transcend the modes? What are the symptoms of a person who has transcended the modes? Krishna spoke about that person who has transcended the modes. That means that person is undisturbed by anything in this world. Any dualities is undisturbed. So that is a symptom of a person who attained the state. How to attain the state is spoken in this verse. Maybe I request anyone to read.
मां च यो अव्य अव्यभिचारेण भक्तियोगेन सेवते सगुणान् समतीत्यैतान् Tithaitan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. One who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman.
Thank you, Baba. So here Krishna is clearly stating, he's using the word bhakti yoga. Mamchayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogina sevate. Sagunan samatiyaitan brahma bhuyaya galpate. This guna samatiyaitan. To transcend these modes, one has to have these two things, right? One is avyabhichara bhakti, unalloyed devotion, and unalloyed devotion. Mamchayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena segate. So the basically these are two things, same thing. Unalloyed devotion unto Krishna, God, and God one person alone. So there we can see two things here. One is avyabhichara. What is avyabhichara? Vyabhichara is someone who has his love towards many things, many people, many things. What? Vyabhichara. Avyabhichara means one who is one pointed. Like I love this person alone. That's it. Right? So nowadays we see like we have like Monday I worship this God, Tuesday I worship this God, Wednesday I worship, Thursday I worship this God, Friday I worship this God. If this God is fulfilling my desire, I'm so much devoted to that God. If this God is not fulfilling my desire, I'll throw that God away, I'll go to some other God. This is called Vyabhichara Bhakti. Right? So Avyabhichara Bhakti is like Krishna, you give me pain, you give me pleasure, it doesn't matter. I'm devoted to you. I'm devoted to you. That is called Avyabhichara Bhakti. And Bhakti Yoga Sevate means service. Bhakti Yoga means like the practice of Bhakti Yoga. Sevate means service. So it's also important those has to go hand in hand. So Bhakti Yoga is not just sitting and meditating on the God. Bhakti Yoga means a service to the Lord, doing some service to the Lord. So we'll see the limbs of Bhakti Yoga. So I'll talk about the 9 processes of devotional service, what we can do. So all these processes help the soul to transcend the modes. Okay. One-pointed devotion, fully focused devotion unto Krishna, God alone, Krishna alone. So such a person can transcend the modes. Okay. So what are the practices? How can I practice Bhakti Yoga? Okay, so these are the things we can do from our side. So I'll try to finish in 7 minutes. Shavanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Sparanam, Archanam, Vandhanam, Padasevanam, Dasyam, Shakyam, Atmanivedanam. So we'll see one by one. So the first thing in the list is this is one of the limb or process or practice in Bhakti Yoga. That is Shravanam. Shravanam means hearing process. Hearing about whom? Hearing about the God or the God's words, Bhagavad Gita. We are doing Shravanam now. As of now, we are doing Shravanam. We're all doing Shravanam. This is Shravanam. Right? This is also one of the practice which helps to transcend these 3 modes. Shravanam. Shravanam could be like hearing Bhagavad Gita, any spiritual disclosures about the God, right? And also about the holy name of the Lord. We chant the holy name of the Lord and we hear, or someone chants we hear. Here we play YouTube video and nice kirtan going on we hear. So these are all the process of all different means to practice hearing. So one of the important limb of bhakti yoga is hearing. If a person hears attentively with good faith, the holy name of the Lord enters ears into our heart, cleanses our heart, purifies our consciousness, and unbinds us from this material nature. That's what we want. Okay, so these are all inclusive and exclusive as well. Like a person can get attached to the God, become a great devotee of the Lord just by practicing any one of these. Any one is sufficient. Only hearing is sufficient. Right? If a person is not so inclined towards hearing, not seeing an improvement in hearing, and he has to do kirtanam also. Okay, kirtanam means glorifying. We have a habit of glorifying the people, things, right? When we glorify God, God's beauty, God's name, God's pastimes, right? Now that we heard, when we glorify the God, when we appreciate the God's holy name and His pastimes, beauty, this is also one of the practice of bhakti yoga, kirtanam. And smaranam. Smaranam means remembering. Now that I heard, now that I'm chanting and glorifying, I'm reflecting upon. Smarana means reflecting upon what we heard, reflecting upon what we glorified the God, how we glorified the God. When we look at the beautiful form of the Lord, that image enters into our mind, it stores in our mind, we can reflect upon how nice, beautiful form. But when you go to temple, we are looking at prasadam or looking at people's dress, people's clothes, then those things will reflect on our mind, right? So it's also important. What are we getting attached to? What are we getting attached to? It varies according to individual. Some people likes to see others beautiful ornaments or dresses. Some people likes to see God and God alone, reflect on God's beautiful form alone. So Padasevanam, God Himself, like serving the God. God is not physically present. How can I serve the God? So one can serve the God like, in that indirectly by taking care of a family. I can cook nice food. I can go to a store, buy one apple, and I can offer it to the Lord. That is also service to the Lord. No, I'm offering the fruit to the Lord, right? So or I need to eat lunch. I'm cooking nice food for myself, but I'm offering it to the Lord for God's pleasure. Yeah, these are also seva, one of the seva. So the one can do this sevanam, pada sevanam, um, archanam. Archana means worshipping the Lord, like doing the deity form of the Lord. It's very important that it's very important to have a deity in our home. Deity must not just be in the temple. One can have the deity in the home, in the heart also, right? So that way we can get, that's the beauty of Sanatana Dharma, right? So God is all pervading everywhere in this material existence, all pervading nature of the God. God is also someone who is in the spiritual world, right? And God is also someone who is in the temples. God is also someone who is also in the deity form, right? So God is also is present as holy name, holy name, hmm? Holy name. God is absolute. God is not relative. God is absolute. And Krishna is absolute. Krishna is present in everywhere. Krishna is present in spiritual world. Krishna is present in temple. Krishna is also can be present if you have a deity. Krishna is also present in our home. So we can do archanam, like do some puja activities to the Lord. There is so many process of puja we can do. Vandanam, offering prayers to the Lord. We may not know how to pray to the Lord, right? So when we pray to the Lord, what all we ask for is, Krishna, you solve this problem, this problem. There is a way to pray the Lord. There is a very nice way to pray the Lord. We can do some other time, but um, just copy paste, simple logic. We may not know how to pray. We can pray like Queen Quinty has prayed. We can pray like Srila Prabhupada had prayed. Great acharyas had prayed. So I can give some examples later, but they're so wonderful prayers. That way we can pray to the Lord. Dasyam, one can consider themselves as a servant of the Lord. All the time we say, I'm the master. Right? So when we keep ourselves as a servant of the Lord, it's so wonderful. So what a servant do? What a servant do? Uh, we don't see here in US, but in India we see like uh, we hire some person to take care of our household things. They come, what they do? They just follow our instructions, right? In the past, nowadays nobody is following. That's a different problem. But we say like, hey, you do this, you do this, you do this. I'll give you this salary, right? And they sincerely do, and they go. Total servitude, right? And they don't have their own choice. Like they don't say like, I'll do this, I'll not do this. No, they just they do whatever we say, right? They just follow, sincerely follow, right? The dasyam is someone is like, I'm abiding to Krishna. I sincerely follow what Krishna has spoken to me in Bhagavad Gita. I sincerely follow Krishna's plan that is going on in my life. Right? I'm surrendering myself unto the Lord. Krishna has a plan for me. Happiness, distress, money or no money or whatever Krishna is saying. That's the nature of servitude. He is fully dependent on the God. Fully dependent on the God is putting himself as a servant of the Lord and ready to do anything for the Lord. Right? So, and Sakyam is, there's so much details I'm rushing here, but yeah. So Sakyam is considering oneself as a friend to the Lord. God is not just someone uh, uh, whom we pray, or God can be also, you can pray, but God can also be a friend. God can also be a friend. We can talk to him, we can tell our things, daily things, we can talk to him daily and develop that friendship relation with the God. And Sakyam also means like having that friendly relationship with the devotees of the Lord, and so many things. Atma Nivedanam is also one of the limb of Bhakti Yoga. That is like surrendering, total surrendering, total surrender. What we surrender? Ahankara, Mamakara, right? I and mine. What we, I-ness. I am doing this, everything is happening because of me. That's called I-ness. Mamakara means like I own this. I own this possession. Right? I own this position, this name, popularity, or whatever. Right? And I own this house, or I own these things, possessions. Right? So because of this attachment towards things, because of the so-called I and my consciousness, we get carried away. So Atma Nivedanam is like considering everything to be God's. I'm yours. Whatever I have is yours. I repeat, I'm yours. Whatever I have is yours. That's it. That way, a person can live in this world, can remain untouched by this world. A lotus leaf lives in this world, remains untouched by this world. A surrendered devotee of the Lord who consider like this, these two things, if he applies, I am yours, whatever I have is yours, such a person can remain like a lotus leaf, undisturbed by these things. Okay. So this is the last sloka, and we'll conclude this chapter. If anyone want to read. Okay, I'll read it. Krishna is the source of Brahman. Text number 27. Brahmano hi pratistaham amritasya avyayasya cha avyayasya cha shashvatasya cha dharmasya sukaisya aikhantikasya cha. Translation: and I am the basis of impersonal Brahman, which is immortal, imperishable, and eternal, and is a constitutional position of ultimate happiness. So it is said that he is the absolute truth, Krishna is the absolute truth, and taking shelter of him, surrendering unto him, that is the only means to attain him. Okay. So with that, we'll conclude this chapter, and we'll take the essence of this chapter. The three modes of material nature bind the soul into this material existence forever, and this bondage can be removed only through the process of Bhakti Yoga, as Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, text number 26, Mam Chaya Avyabhicharena Bhakti Yogena Sevate Sagunan Samatiyetana Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. Only by Bhakti Yoga, Samatiyeta, like one can unbind themselves from this material existence. So that concludes the chapter 14. I know many things I had to condense and say. So this concludes chapter 14, and we'll start chapter 15 in our next session. That's another wonderful chapter, beautiful chapter. We'll do that next Wednesday, same time, 6:30 p.m. So thank you all for joining. Hare Krishna.